Scott. I just got your email from Paul, and I was able to mock up a quick rendition of what a six-prong version would look like. Um, so this is what your ring would look like as six-prong. Let me go ahead and put that on yellow for you, so it's a little bit more realistic. Um, I mean, to me, I tend to like the six prong better. The eight prong is a good look. It's a more of an antique look. But this is more of a classic like Tiffany style. You can see the six prong does enable us to do a little bit more of a U shape here, whereas this is a V shape. It would be difficult for us to make this a U shape while maintaining this eight prong style. So you were definitely onto something about that. Um, the top of the prongs, they will be clawed. They actually won't be like beads like this. They'll be clawed and they'll be a lot skinnier as far as this goes. It's sometimes the computer renders can make them seem a little bit bigger than what they will be in real life. And we're also looking at the ring at like blown up like this. And the ring in real life is about that size. Um, so, so as far as the diamond height goes, this is really the um, the minimum you want to go. I mean, we physically can make this sit lower, but what will happen is the head will look a little bit like squatty or squish looking. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we can take the head, bring it down like that, lower the diamond, but then you're left with something that looks like this. It might not even be that dramatic. Let me reduce that just a little bit. So maybe something like this, but you're left with a very squatty type of squish look, and this isn't what you want. Uh, the height as it sits right now is about 7 millimeters off the finger, and for this size stone, that actually is pretty low. Um, I would say for this size stone, the average height's about 8 millimeters, so you're definitely on the lower side. Um, and I see you had a question about what these pieces are inside the shank. So we actually call these stabilizing bumps, and they do exactly what the name says. They keep the ring from spinning around, especially a ring that may be a little bit top heavy. You have your platinum head, you have your diamond up top here. It'll Sometimes it'll tend to go left and right, left and right. These really help with keeping it upright. So I would suggest keeping those in there. If your fiance doesn't like them, we can always remove them. That's kind of a nice little part about them. I would say we keep them in about 95% of the time. People really seem to like them. So I would definitely encourage you to let us keep those in there. The shank width, I it's going to wind up being about 1.9 millimeters wide when it's all finished, which isn't chunky. It's not chunky at all. It might seem a little bit wide, when you get renders and the renders are, blown up to about this size in the picture, or when you look down, it's this size. But in reality, the band's going to be, that wide in real life. So I would definitely try to lean away from reducing the width of the band. I mean, if you tell me it's a deal breaker, you have to have it more narrow, then we'll do it. But I would definitely lean away from that. And also keep this in mind when making that decision. The band can be trimmed at any time. We can reduce the width. It's probably maybe like a 2 hour job. So definitely keep that in mind. You don't have to stick with that width if you decide to go with it. You can let your fiance make that decision, or vice versa. So let me know what you think about this. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.